wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star. The only dream of which my list consists is to always be wherever you are. This year there will be no praying for the snow to fall. It would not make a difference to me at all. No, I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish and it came true. No, there is no denying I'm as lucky as can be. This year the wishing star has shone its light on me. I'm as happy as a child on Christmas. I've made my wish and it came true. All I want for Christmas is you.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Environmental Coffee House. I am your hostess, Bunker Barbie, and welcome to our show. We have a good one tonight. I hope you enjoyed my video, my entry video, or intro video. Let me say hi to Kim. Thank you for moderating, and Looney Tunes, and hello, Pimpin' Ninja, and hi, Nadia, and J.A., Karen Reese, BB, I hope you feel better, sweetheart. Dawn O'Leary, Tommyist, hello, Penguin, and everybody, Soul Life that's joining, Hans and Greta. Thank you for joining so much. We've got a full show. And again, I am Bunker Barbie. And we are going to start with the quote from Friedrich Nietzsche. Madness in individuals is something rare. But in groups, parties, nations, and epochs, it's the rule. Madness, madness. Welcome to my madness. Welcome to my madness. So we're going to get started because I have a lot of material. So we'll get rid of Bunker Barbie for now. And let's get going with the screen share. Guys, it's really, really great to have you all here. Seriously. I'm going to start with an article by our friend in the Doomosphere, climate survivor, and fix my screens. And it's the end of the world, but what is a billionaire to do? Are you a billionaire tech bro with fascist tendencies? A greenwashing oil tycoon, the wife of a British prime minister? Are you sick of the dirty proles blocking your private jet? when all you wanted was to fly off for a quiet weekend, right? To Maui? Are you tired of grimy eco-terrorists spray painting your mega yacht when all you wanted was a peaceful cruise to the Bahamas? Are you beginning to realize that climate change is going to cause mass starvation and societal collapse? Climate change could happen fast. As temperature and weather records fall, Earth may be nearing those so-called tipping points. Is it dawning on you that your personal consumption may be one of the biggest problems? Well, billionaires are responsible for million times more emissions than the average person Oxfam finds. Starting to worry that you're outnumbered by the unwashed masses, 2.7 million to 1, even though you are alone 82 million times, you alone are 82 million times as wealthy as they are. Look at that. Everybody else, a lot of them, not that many of you. Beginning to think that the hordes of protesting hoi polloi mean eat the rich literally? Well, what's a poor innocent billionaire to do? Don't worry, we have a solution for you. Oh yes, we do. That's right. Billionaire bunkers are us. Yes. They are, it's your one-stop shop for surviving the proletariat apocalypse. Yes, and we have it all, from converted missile silos to private islands to 5,000 square foot opulent underground bunkers. And if you're afraid of it, we can build you anything you can dream of to give you a smug, false sense of security from it. All it costs is money, and you've got plenty of that. We offer a wide range of fully customizable products to soothe your conscience and protect your person from the slings and arrows of the outraged masses so that you can sleep soundly at night. You are worth it after all. What exciting options are there? Well, let's look at package number 1, the Dr. Strangelove. Good. That's the good level. Well, now's your chance. Bespoke luxury, living deep underground, safe from war, strife, and hordes of starving plebes. It can all be yours. Our site is complete with a movie theater, wine vault, luxury accommodations, chapel for those praying for forgiveness, swimming pool, and fully stocked bar. Pappy Van Winkle, anyone? It has everything you and your valid loved ones need at an affordable price. Now, there's package 2, the Apocalypse Now, which is actually better. Yep. Not ready for the solo life? You want a bit more space than a 5,000 square foot bunker can provide? Then the Apocalypse Now, it's right for you. You own private 1,500-acre compound on the tropical island of your choice, above predicted sea level rise, of course. 30,000 square feet of luxury living, complete with full-size underground pool with simulated sunlight and garden. Wow, who wouldn't want that? But in case that's not good enough, how about the Terminator? Judgment Day. This is the best one. For those willing to spare no expense to save their necks from the outraged and starving hordes of dirty proles, the Terminator Judgment Day. That's the package for you. It has everything. Your own private island, 57,000 feet of luxury above ground living. That's as big as a football field. 10,000 square feet, fully stocked underground bunker, 5,000 square feet Peloton gym, unlimited water supplies, airstrip and a helipad, private geostationary satellite with high-speed internet. Now, the add-ons. You see, now that's more like it, right? The add-ons. Every billionaire is the perfect snowflake, unique in every possible way. No two are at all alike and each have their own bizarre psychopathic needs. And we are here to cater to every single one of them. We can obtain or build literally anything you can pay for. But here are just a couple of our more popular add-ons. How about the Costco package? It's just you and your valued loved ones and a few close billionaire friends alone in the silo. Oh my goodness. Bunker, private island. But what about food? Well, obviously you can't be expected to actually get your hands dirty and grow your own food. Oh my God, yuck, no, gross, you've never done anything remotely productive in your entire life. So what's the solution? The Costco package add-on.
Oh no!
Yes, it is. It's your own private 100,000 square foot underground food and dry goods storage facility, complete with 40,000 cubic foot walk-in deep freeze. Brr! Point me to the frozen scallops, please. It can store enough dry and frozen food and that all-important toilet paper for a dozen of your most valued friends and family. And don't forget sweet Fifi, woof, for 10 years. Now, after that, you're on your own. But hey, that's a long time from now. It's got everything Costco has. Food, drugs, wine, toilet paper, rotisserie chicken, not included. You're basically buying your own Costco just for you. You'll never run out of anything. After 10 years, you're on your own, sucker. But it's one of the best investments you will ever make. Now, how about the loyalty package? Are you worried that your security teams will turn on you when the starving mobs storm your compound? Well, I know I would. Well, you don't have to. Our loyalty package includes an army of fully armed autonomous robot dogs. It's your own entirely loyal platoon of super rich, high-tech robo protectors. Customize them to carry tear gas, flares, fully automatic 6.5 millimeter rifles capable of firing 200 rounds a minute, RPGs, anti-tank guns, and more. While human security teams may have outside family or feelings of compassion, these defenders are loyal only to you. They have no feelings, no family, no morals, and they won't eat any of your precious food stores. Nope, your every wish is their command. Each autonomous robo-protector comes with advanced night vision, radar, and GPS, as well as state-of-the-art facial recognition software, so you can sleep soundly knowing that they will kill everything that moves, except your valued loved ones. But what are ground forces without air support? And to your autonomous defense forces with our state-of-the-art drones. Add to that, as with robo-protectors, our die-in-the-sky drones are fully customizable to meet your unique needs. From small bombs to short-range missiles to automatic weapons, they can do it all. The sky is literally the limit. You'll never regret the peaceful night's sleep our robo-defenses will provide. The world, it's a terrifying place for billionaires. With climate change, crop failures, droughts, floods, and massive migration of the global poor, the world is becoming a terrifying place. And no more so than for billionaires like yourself. You've lived in comfort unimaginable to the masses, consuming millions of times the resources of the average human. And, well, let's be honest, you deserve it. But do the lice-ridden, unwashed masses appreciate that? Oh, no. Given a chance, they'd take every single penny of your hard-earned lucre away. Communists! You have every reason to be terrified. Well, what do I do now? There's only one thing you can do. That is call us at 1-800-BILLION. 1-800-245-5466. While the world outside devolves into chaos, war, starvation, death, disease, you can rest in peace knowing that you and your valued loved ones are safe and secure in the lifestyle you have become accustomed to. It's your planet after all, and we are here to help you keep it that way. Operators are standing by. Call now. Oh my goodness. I have to say something, guys. Sorry about that. They forgot something. And I forgot. Again, I'm your hostess, Bunker Barbie. And they forgot something. And what they forgot was, oh my goodness, what are they going to do about the Botox? What are they going to do about the Juvederm? Do you think that this babe is going to be able to go without that in her billionaire bunker? I mean, really, she's got to have her lip filler. She's got to have her Juvederm. She's got to have her Botox. Are they going to now make plastic surgery billionaire bunker doomsday plastic surgery courses in Harvard, Yale? What are they going to do? So I'm thinking, my God, I have this whole idea of a doomsday prepper billionaire cosmetic line because, my God, you're going to have 10 years worth of makeup that doesn't go bad. Got to make sure you have the masseuse. And tell me, Jeff Bezos and what's his name, Mark Zuckerberg and Thiel and all the other billionaires, they've got to have their own little Epstein Island on the side too, don't you think? So are they going to have their own billionaire bunker doomsday porn? Or are they going to have a stable of girls or maybe guys waiting? So think about that, guys. I bet you did not. And I have. So I'm looking out for a new business. And it's going to be bunker cosmetics for the doomsday prepper billionaire. Yep. I think it would be wonderful. I do. I really do. And no, it was not Stevie Tyler. Steve, who said that? Was that Steven Tyler? No. That was Jeff Bezos' babe. Oh, yeah. But you have to stay in that condition. So they're going to have their own plastic surgeons. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's not going to work if they don't. So, all right. We're going to move on. We're going to have to move on because I've got more. So when he was, in that article, they were talking about the, climate change, but nobody mentioned nuclear bunkers. So this article was from 2022, and it was talking about nuclear bunkers. And there were, the U.S. government had constructed a number of bunkers around Washington, D.C., and elsewhere that were designed to provide a safe haven for high-ranking members and staff during a nuclear attack. Now, of course, then, did you think they ever even thought of a billionaire class such as we have today? I don't think so. So I want to move down a little bit because they were talking about these facilities that could likely sustain a population of thousands in the event of a catastrophe. Bradley Garrett, a cultural geographer and author of the book Bunker, What It Takes to Survive the Apocalypse. And don't forget, besides antibiotics, aspirin, and Tylenol, you need your Juvederm. Don't forget your Botox, baby. You don't think Jeff's going to get bored with those titties as they sag? You need that plastic surgeon on board. So during the Cold War, the Soviet Union invested heavily in public defense infrastructure. But the same cannot be said for the United States. You essentially had these two competing models. The socialist model embraced by not just the Soviet Union, but also Scandinavia, involved massive investment into creation of government installations that would preserve the lives of citizens. I don't think that's the case anymore, do you? No. You have to keep in mind, though, there's a difference between a blast or a bomb shelter and a fallout shelter. Bomb shelters designed to protect people from explosion of nuclear or conventional weapon. Switzerland, for instance, has space for 100% of their population inside blast shelters, which is an amazing feat of engineering. A fallout shelter, meanwhile, is not designed to shield people from a nuclear blast, but it's intended to provide protection from the resulting fallout, radioactive debris that is propelled into the atmosphere following a nuclear explosion, and it eventually falls to Earth. Well, the U.S., traditionally, as selfish as it is, they didn't do anything for the public. Nope. So, basically, these shelters, they were meant to give people a sense of reassurance, but I think it was a false sense for most people. If they were living in an apartment complex, for instance, with pretty good air filtration, their best bet would have been to just stay inside as long as they're outside of the blast radius. And don't forget, guys, during COVID, I don't know. Was there any good air filtration? I don't think so. Anyway, here, the fallout shelter by the 70s, that was discontinued and funding was ceased because they were a relic of the Cold War, which I have news for you. We're in one. All right, I'm going to go down a little bit because now, basically, this article is just telling you about the industry and this of people burying bunkers in their backyards and creating secret installations, which we've seen. Mainly, a lot of people have tornado shelters in the Midwest, but research indicates, for example, that 2 years after nuclear war, effects on global agriculture, food systems would be so severe that more than 5 billion people, over half the world's population, could starve to death. So that was in Newsweek. And, there really isn't anything, right? There's nothing. What is there that really protects Americans but what you do yourself? But we're going to move on because Vivos is to the rescue. And this is X Point. Now, getting ready for this show, I did have a lot of fun watching all these videos. And this one, they were selling for $35,000. You could buy your own very bare naked bunker underground that used to be silo. Now they're $55,000. So inflation has definitely hit the bunker market. So X Point, it's the point in time when only the prepared will survive. And I'm wondering, who's prepared? Who's prepared? Yeah. Are you prepared? Are you prepared? Are you prepared? I don't know, guys. Well, anyway, I don't think any of us are prepared, but the billionaires, they're prepared. So this is the largest survival community on Earth. Absolutely. I'm not going to show the video, but they are an epic humanitarian project the size of a U.S. city. And they have 575 private military-built concrete and steel all-risk bunkers. They're now repurposed and affordably priced, ready to provide life-saving shelter for your entire family or your group. You can visit and you can stay in your bunker as often as you like, even live in it full-time as your primary residence or home away from home, which I did see. And it was quite, there were people living there. Yeah, let's see. that someplace you would love to be? In the Black Hills of South Dakota. And you can walk around with your gun on your holster. Oh, yeah. Only $55,000. All right, let's all rush out and get one. Don't forget, you can give me a super chat to go towards my bunker, now that I'm a real YouTuber. Anyway, I thought you'd like to say that. They say it's the safest place. Oh, paradise. My dogs are goth. Yes, paradise, hun. Yeah. So basically, this is what it looks like. It is difficult to capture the enormous scale of Vivo's X Point, nearly 3/4 of the size of Manhattan. Standing at one end of the complex, you cannot see the furthest bunkers on the horizon. Can you imagine? I don't know if I would look at it. That's what it looks like. Just lovely, isn't it? It's really nice. All right, you could customize it, but I'm getting a little sick of this. They have plan A, there's your customized bunker right there. Plan B, plan C, plan D. But remember, $55,000 down, and then you have to do it. You have to do the whole thing. You have to spend all this money, and a lot of retirees are there. What the fuck do they think they're going to retire there and live out the apocalypse till they're 90? 55,000, just 55, below replacement, and then you can do it to your budget. So I think I've had enough of that one. All right. So as we were talking earlier about the your health facilities, you need to have, when you're a billionaire, you need to have a masseuse, and you need to have your makeup. You need to have your billionaire prepper doomsday makeup line that's guaranteed to last at least 10 years. Well, this guide actually is telling you what you need if you're going to do it. And you definitely need water. And there's all different kinds. Food, you think? All right. Long-term food items, other stuff, and then medical. Here we go. You have to have your diabetes, your heart disease, your blood pressure. Now, how are you going to get 10 years worth of that? Well, when you're a billionaire, you certainly can, because you'll just buy the pharmaceutical company and you'll have them make it for you. You pay them off. But then here's the most important things you need: electrolyte supplements, antibiotics, multivitamins, and acids. These are actually good things to have even in your home, even in your home. Steri strips, N95 masks. Masks? Did someone say mask? Come on. Really? Light and heat, batteries, headlamps, flashlights, candles. Oh, and let's not forget security. Dogs. So you can keep, having dogs. Just keep having dogs. But like we saw in the first article, just have a drone dog. If you're a billionaire, you can afford a drone dog. What's a drone dog, really? What is a drone dog? And a safe and bullets and lots of ammo and lots of cameras, guns. There's a lot of stuff out there. Safe and home defense. But again, the billionaire babies, they all just hire people. They'll hire people. They'll hire robots. Yeah. Now, what I found was funny was that in this place, you buy, you can buy it, right? But you have to pay a monthly fee. So let me ask you something. When shit hits the fan, how are people going to pay the monthly fee? In gold or silver? So I guess you better, like this bullion exchanges, this website, you better start saving up your silver and your gold, because that's what you need. And then communication, ham radio. When all other communication fails, you can always rely on ham radio. And I do have a funny aside on the ham radio, is that My brother just got his ham radio license, and he said for Christmas he was going to buy me the little portable ham radios, which I think where I live out here is kind of cool. I'm not a prepper. I just know that I can and live for maybe 5 months, maybe, with all the stuff that I've grown and made. But I'm certainly not one of these. Tools, very important tools. You got to have your tools. Now, if you think Jeff Bezos knows how to use any of these, I have another thing coming for him. And then your personal shit, your legal stuff. Oh, and then here's the comfort stuff. Games, pornography, candy. So I just thought that was an interesting website to throw in because the bullion exchanges, they want you to buy the gold, Get that gold. All right. So next, we are moving on. 10 incredible billionaire doomsday bunkers you're not invited to. And let me ask you guys a question. Are there any billionaires out there that you really want to hang out with? I mean, I was trying to think of who I want to hang out with in a shit hits the fan situation. I couldn't think of one. Excuse me. I dribbled. I guess there's a hole in my chin. So these are 10 incredible billionaire doomsday bunkers you are not invited to. The Oppidum, and this is another company, surrounded by high fortress-like walls and hidden among the lush forests. This is 323,000 square feet. 30,000 square meters property is where you'll find you can be as safe as you ever want. It's in rural Czech Republic. Now, I'll tell you one thing. I was watching doomsday bunker videos, and there's a lot of people in Eastern Europe building them, especially in the last couple of years. So there's the one. There's Trident Lakes, and this is it's your one-stop sports and survivalist center, and this is in Ector, Texas. And then there's Europa One. This is the most exclusive. If you are a billionaire reading this and you are thinking perhaps Europa One is the option for you, know that, like the rest of us, you are not welcome. You see, Europa One is by invite only, just like Jeffrey Epstein's island. And invites, well, they've gone out already. So you're shit out of luck. Okay, we'll move. And then there's the survival condo inside the doomsday bunker for the super rich. This one is in the middle of Kansas, and it is another one that's built in the shell of an old Atlas missile silo. And that was originally constructed in 1960. So I'm sure they've had to update this a bit. And it was able to withstand the launch of nuclear missiles. These silos, they were built to house the arsenal, our nuclear arsenal, behind 8-ton and 7.25 metric ton steel doors. Now, the other one that's in South Dakota was also built for munitions. Where are munitions now? Just a question. Where are our munitions? Now there's the underground house. So if your vibe is like plastic trees, fake rocks, murals of wild animals and landscapes, but underground, then an underground house is right up your alley. Built during the original panic, the Cold War, this 15,000 square foot, which is a 1,394 square meter home located in Vegas, it comes with adjustable lighting to match the ruined outside world. Twinkling stars in a ceiling, a dance floor, because it's Vegas after all. And people even dance alone in their homes. 2 hot tubs, a sauna, a bar, and even a barbecue. Clearly built by a person who was happy to party the final years of their life away. Then comes Shrublands Road, and this is in Mistley, Essex in the UK. It also was a Cold War nuclear bunker intended to be used as bomb-proof communications hub should an attack level the sleepy town. Now, again, where's everybody going to go if shit hits the fan now? We are a very, very nuclear-armed world. everywhere. The safe house. This is in Warsaw. It's an industrial cube style in Poland. And by the way, one of the guys, well, he'll show you at the intermission video, he gets all his stuff from Poland. And this one has exterior walls, aluminum roll gates, and a drawbridge. And that leads to the roof terrace above the pool that can retract. Everything from the walls, windows, bridge, and fence can be controlled electronically. It would be a wonderful addition if you also fit with solar panels. What makes me laugh about the solar panels for power is if you're in a shit hit the fan situation, solar panels are outside. And if those hoarding masses of people see their solar panels, you think they're going to leave them alone? I thought that was like pretty funny, you know. They're not going to leave them alone. So this is in Dodgen City, and I think it's in, Arkansas? Ark? Is it? Oh, no, this is Japan. Sorry. Dodgen City. This is the first floating city. That's right. This is the floating city. And then there's space. The space race. And we know that our Mr. X, the twit, new players like SpaceX and Blue Origin have entered the fray. And they're competing for who owns the skies now. The billionaires are hedging their survival bets, and it looks even more unattainable than before. What if Earth is destroyed? That's all right. Musk has a plan to colonize Mars, and Bezos is hoping to normalize space travel for those with the deepest pockets. Mars, oh my. Why not Mars? Why not Venus? The Earth is going to go Venus pretty soon. In space, there's no risk of nuclear fallout, no chance of a zombie apocalypse, and not even a hint that North Korea might follow. Although Elon has been generous in his estimates, giving us normals a chance of joining the ship, and estimating the price of a ticket to Mars between $100,000 and $500,000, the current rate is somewhat more out of our league. Yeah, There's the favorite sound. And then there's the aristocrat. That is below the ground if you don't have access to billions of dollars. A company called Rising S Bunkers fashions a whole range of bunkers that can be built and delivered to your location of choice, priced anywhere from a mere $49,000 for a simple survival bunker to almost $10 million. Of course, installation and delivery is not included. You have to call Hasbro or Mattel for that. This is their flagship bomb shelter complex. The Aristocrat features enough beds for 50 people, air filtration systems, workshops, freezers, a gym. Seeing that this option is suitable for a small community or a very large family, hey, perhaps you could get a few people to chip in for the cost. Okay, we're going to take an intermission, and I have another video. Enjoy. I need to stand up and stretch. You guys can stand up and stretch while we are watching this.
Hold on. So what we did was we just entered through the escape tunnel. And remember, we're inside here, so I don't know if your audio is going to work. So we are inside an Atlas survival shelter. This particular model we're in right now is the 10 by 36. It's designed for 6 people, and this has all the comforts of any apartment. And one thing underneath each one of these floors is storage. So you can put you have 3 foot storage underneath the floor. So you can get 55-gallon drums underneath the floor plus all the food. I would say 90% of my clients are just paying cash for the shelter. I don't know their last name, but when a wire transfer shows up to my bank, it's just the amount. It doesn't have a name or anything from it. You got to keep in mind, the average person who buys a shelter is over 40, and people over 40 have savings.
Right, they're not financing 90%, wow.
It's more like 100%, but I'm being nice. One, they don't want people to know they have a shelter. They're worried about people knowing that they have a shelter. They're worried about one day the government coming. You see, it's actually against federal law to hoard up a certain amount of food. Yet these people are hoarding up 100 times more than what the federal law allows. So in case of a civil catastrophe, technically under martial law, the government has the right to come into your house, take your food, and if they're putting a ban on the weapons, they'll take the guns and the food, and they'll dispense the food amongst the other people. That's just how it is in the United States. So when we sell somebody a shelter, most of the time, almost every time, we don't ask their name. So if your name's Bob and you're from Ohio, we'll actually invoice you as Bob in Ohio, and we'll ship it to the Walmart in your town because we don't actually want your address where the shelter's going. And this is how people want it. They're very afraid of their neighbors knowing that they have a shelter with food and supplies, and they should be. You actually close the door like this, and you lock it down, and then the shelter's airtight. So carbon monoxide, biological or chemical matters will not get through this door because this is a ship's door, and this is gas tight, waterproof, and gas proof. So this door is very important. But yeah, if you've seen it before, yes, you've seen it on ships and in submarines. So we're trying to make it as difficult as possible for the federal government to go back to records and try to find people for in the future. And that's how people think. And it's the federal government. They can find out what they want, probably. And I'm trying to help these people get the peace of mind that they want by having the bunker. Otherwise, they feel like, how stupid is it to put a bunker and then let everybody know that they have a bunker, because the first place people are gonna go is to their bunker. Ironically enough, at Atlas Survival Shelters, 55% of the people who are buying shelters are women. And that surprised me. I thought it was going to be almost like 100% men, but no, it's not. It's women are the ones who buy more shelters than men. We do have runs on shelters every now and then. When something happens or a missile crisis, all of a sudden every shelter will sell out in 2 hours. Okay, so it's either feast or famine. That's
exactly what the future has in store. But one startup company says avoiding threats from any potential natural disasters, viruses, and wars doesn't have to come at the expense of your comfort. This is an Opidum, a type of luxury doomsday bunker that could soon be underneath the mansions of some of the world's richest people.
Opidum creates underground living spaces that are highly secure and completely discreet, yet beautifully appointed and entirely bespoke.
Opidum is the Latin term for fortified settlement, and that's exactly what this is and much more. Company officials say each bunker is air and gas tight, allowing those inside to be completely cut off from the atmosphere outside for up to a month. The shelters are also armed with the technology to make their own water, air, and energy, while coming with the chicest amenities.
Whatever is happening in the world outside, you can rest easy and live fully in times of tranquility and in times of unrest.
But these bunkers aren't just meant to keep people safe.
We want Opidum to bring added value for everyday peacetime use of the property. And then there goes the secure storage. Private art gallery that enables the owner to safely store their art, similar like in a bank and vault, with the difference that they can enjoy it every day while at their residence.
Wondering if an Opidum is in reach for you? Well, officials say if you have a net worth of more than $100 million and can shell out at least $10 million for a bunker, could be yours. Jackie Ibanez,
Jeff
Fox
Bezos
News.
is leaving Seattle, and he's moving back home to South Florida.
Oh, yeah. NBC6's Heather Walker joins us live with a look at the history behind this exclusive community, Heather, he calls home now.
Yes, guys, this is the closest that we can get because the village is only accessible to residents and their guests. But today we are going to take you there on a ride from Chopper 6.
So Billionaire's Bunker is Indian Creek Village. It's its own town off of Miami Beach, and it's guard gated. So a lot of, super wealthy billionaires live there. Residents include Julio Iglesias, Carl Icahn, Tom Brady, Jared Kushner, Ivanka Trump.
And now Jeff Bezos. Senior reporter at The Real Deal, Catherine Kalergis, says the billionaire Amazon founder purchased this waterfront estate in Indian Creek Village for $79 million, conveniently located next to a property he purchased over the summer for $68 million, for a total price of $147 million.
It's obviously a big deal for him. He wants to be closer to his mother and his stepfather. And he has roots in South Florida. So he graduated from Miami Palmetto Senior High. And I think he's just probably looking to spend more time down here.
The 19,000 square foot home has 7 bedrooms, but Kalergis tells us Bezos is expected to knock it down and build new, adding to the luxury already on the island.
Well, it's really a fascinating history. It's a product of the great real estate boom in the mid-1920s.
Historian at the History Miami Museum, Paul George, says Surfside wanted to annex the unincorporated area, so it became what it's now known as Indian Creek Village in 1939.
The original centerpiece of that, and not so much location-wise, but the centerpiece was a golf course and a clubhouse.
It's accessible by bridge, or you can take your helicopter or boat, as billionaires do.
Billionaires like to be around other billionaires, and that's probably what happened here.
And soon to be moving in as well, DJ David Guetta. We're told by The Real Deal that he is under contract to buy a mansion that's under construction on the island. Reporting live from outside of the island, Heather Walker, NBC6 News.
All right. Well, there you go. Now you see in Florida where they're going to build their bunkers underneath their houses, right? Yeah, it's pretty interesting, actually. All right. Now we're going to move on a little bit to movies. Now, we've all seen apocalypse movies, and I thought, let's just change up a little bit since there was the new one, Leave the World Behind. Everybody was in an uproar about the Obamas being producers because they got into this business in 2018. Well, the Obamas are capitalists, so, hey, that's what capitalists do. So let's have some fun and let's look at the 30. Well, we may not look at all 30, but let's look at some movies. And you guys throw out some movies that you liked. These terrifying movies that make us want to go out and buy bunkers. The best. So who's going to agree with this, that Mad Max Fury Road was number 1? And number 2 was Seeking a Friend for the End of the World in 2012. Then there was Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I remember that. My God. Remember that one. And Little Shop of Horrors. How about The Mitchells versus the Machines? Anybody remember that? Deep Impact. Children of Men. Now, this is a list. I'll have this in the show notes. So if you feel so inclined to go and start doing a binge through the holiday of all of these apocalyptic movies, you'll find them right here. And then you'll just have to look up and see what channel that you pay for, like Netflix or Max or any of those, is showing any of these. Take Shelter from 2011. Melancholia, that was a good one. 2011. The Day After. I like that one. I like that one. How about 12 Monkeys? You remember that one? Oh, yeah. I would show the trailers, but I'm afraid I might get a copyright. I don't want to do that. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Wall-E. Noah, I see that you guys are throwing out names. Somebody said Soylent Green. I don't know. I have to look. Dawn of the Dead. We're going to keep going. Dawn of the Dead. The World's End. Contagion. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a scary one. And we've had it. We've lived it. We're still fucking living it. Sorry. How many people that I know that are in this chat have COVID right now? Annihilation. And The Hunger Games Catching Fire. Dr. Strangelove. That's what I used for the thumbnail. Love that movie. Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. I'd like to play that trailer. I don't know. I'm afraid I just don't want to get shit. I don't know. What will happen?
Attack Russia.
Ooh, what a good one, this one.
Oh.
I'm not doing it.
10 females to each male.
I'm not going to play the whole thing because I think I might get, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. So, all right. Where were we? Oh, no. Did I lose it? Shit. Did I lose it? Hang on. Oh, I think I might have lost it. Oh, shoot. Well, yeah, what happened to it? I lost it. All right, guys, we're going to move on then. We'll move on, but anyway, it'll be in the show notes, and I wasn't going to play it. So, all right. So, I was talking about the new movie. Yes, President Obama gave notes on Leave the World Behind, and no, there's no conspiracy theory. The apocalyptic thriller is climbing the charts, and what this is, it's a movie space collider. They said there are conspiracy theories surrounding Barack Obama's involvement in the film. Obama's contribution to the script focused on portraying themes of the book in a cinematic and interesting way, emphasizing character empathy and disaster elements. Leave the World Behind is a thrilling film about a family's fights for survival and truth as the United States crumbles. All right. So I'm not going to go into that whole thing. If you saw that, definitely watch it if you haven't. I liked it. Some people didn't like it. Some people were really turned off by the plot and felt like it was setting them up or it was racist, whatever. Just watch the movie and then make your own mind up. All right. So this is Business Insider, and this is actually brand new, December 15th. Let's see how long we are. All right. We got enough time to wrap it up. A week of tech billionaire weirdness. Now, very weird people, right? I'm looking for here it is. Weird people. Yeah. Occasionally, we get a glimpse into where tech billionaires really want to spend their time and money. This week, Wired reported Mark Zuckerberg is building a Hawaiian bunker, and Jeff Bezos, now all in on space, wants to turn humans into interplanetary species. As we head into the holiday period, most of us are spending our money on gifts or the family or maybe the end of year reward. So what do you buy yourself when you are the third and seventh richest man in the world and seemingly a little worried about the state of humanity? Well, we have some intel this week in the form of the Wired report, which is right here. And I didn't lose that, although I lost the other one. Yeah, I lost it. Damn it. I'll find it. Anyway, so it's a very detailed report that Wired did. And definitely, they say, the latest tech billionaire to build a definitely not for the apocalypse secret compound and inevitably the tech billionaire's platform of choice, Lex Fridman's podcast. You know, I'm really upset that Zuckerberg didn't write me back. And I've also written to Bezos. I can't imagine why. I mean, I've got 58 people watching right now. Why do you think that 58 quality people would not be on their list to come on to my show? First, we already know that Zuckerberg owns a 1,382-acre estate on the Hawaiian island of Kauai. Not Maui, Kauai. As Business Insider reported in 2021, Zuckerberg has found legal yet creative ways over the years to try and ensure that estate can stay totally private, to the occasional outrage of locals. Per Wired, this private estate seems to require yet more privacy, to the reported tune of $270 million. The publication spoke to workers helping construct a huge compound on the estate that has its own energy and food supply and includes a 5,000 square foot underground shelter. Representatives for Zuckerberg declined to comment on this to the publication. We're back on the apocalypse bunker timeline. Yay! That's like definitely where we've been, right? Before the pandemic, several famous Silicon Valley figures earnestly tried to make their wishes to build and buy a post-apocalyptic hidey hole a reality. But it wasn't always successful. As PayPal co-founder and one-time Trump supporter Peter Thiel found when he tried and failed to build that compound in New Zealand. Can you say asshole? Zuckerberg has not publicly talked about wanting an apocalypse bunker, but it certainly looks like he is in the doomsday prepper ranks. Elsewhere in the end-of-year escapism, we have Jeff Bezos, the third richest, whose boyhood obsession with all things space has got him thinking about a human civilization that lives beyond the stratosphere. In a rare podcast appearance this week, the Amazon's executive, and by the way, there won't be any Amazon guys. So remember, when these people are in their bunkers, they're probably going to have their own Macy's because there won't be an Amazon. So they're just going to have to bring Macy's with them. Blue Origin's founder was enthusiastic about escaping into space. During an interview with Lex Fridman, Bezos spoke at length about how humans could become a multi-planetary species to preserve the Earth. Bezos explained his vision of a spacefaring civilization, one shared by Elon Musk, can be achieved by shifting humans to giant space stations first. Okay. I would love to see 1 trillion humans living in the solar system, he said. If we had 1 trillion humans, we would have at any given time 1,000 Mozarts, 1,000 Einsteins. This is our solar system. It would be full of life and intelligence. Well, I don't know about intelligence and energy. And we could easily support a civilization that large with all the resources in the solar system. Men with a collective worth of $293 billion are presumably difficult to shop for the holidays. A new bunker in planet. It is. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I am going to make a commentary on that one. These people are disgusting. They are psychopaths. They are delusional. I'm sorry. Yes, there were horses that went to cars. But he's talking about 1 trillion people in space. I'm sorry. But anyway, this is the Wired article, and there'll be a link to it. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but it is on this gigantic Kauai, and he bought a lot of it. So, there's the guard tower, but then there's across the street, a fruit stand across the street. All right. Anyway, so we're not we're not going to that because I wanted to end up with the Doomsday Clock. I thought that the Doomsday Clock would be an interesting way to end and show the elders it's 90 seconds to midnight. Okay. And so we will end with the Doomsday Clock. The Doomsday Clock is more than a metaphor, and here's how we face it. Today, the bullet. Well, this is from. This is what? January 24th, 2020. When was this? This was last year. Oh shit! Hang on. Yeah, 2023. All right. It's not long. Founded in 1947 in the aftermath of Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings by the United States, the evil empire, the clock has served as a yearly metaphor for how close humankind is to a worldwide devastation of its own making. Originally created to raise awareness about the risks of nuclear weapons, the clock now represents humanity's fragile insecurity with climate chaos and unrestrained scientific advancements in bioterrorism and artificial intelligence. As the risks of man-made disaster increase, the clock moves closer to midnight. Conversely, when humans make progress in reducing risk, like through arms control agreements, the clock has moved backwards. Since 2020, simultaneously issues around public health, the climate crisis, authoritarianism, Project 2025, disinformation, and continued nuclear modernization have kept the clock at 100 seconds to midnight. And 2022 has only seen a further deterioration to our collective security. With these threats being so numerous and existential, they can be challenging to conceptualize at an individual and community level. But what exactly does 90 seconds to midnight look like? How do these harms manifest around the world? And ultimately, what can we do to turn back the clock and safeguard our mutual future? Doomsday of the past and present. While the Doomsday Clock forces us to reckon with our actions as a global community to prevent doomsday, the reality is that for billions of people around the world, doomsday is not a future threat, but it is a current reality that threatens to devolve further. Since Vladimir Putin ordered Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, the world has witnessed yet another country and its citizens torn apart in a senseless war for unchecked power. Moreover, fear of Russia's potential to unleash its nuclear arsenal on Ukraine, especially amongst Ukrainians and Europeans, has increased greatly due to Putin's repeated not so thinly veiled nuclear threats. And now let's not forget the psychopath Netanyahu and what he is doing to bomb Gaza to smithereens and genocide Palestinians. This was written before that whole mess. While the Doomsday Clock forces us to reckon with our actions as a global community to prevent it, and I'll say it again, the reality is for billions of people around the world, doomsday is not a future threat, but a current reality. Elsewhere, a largely Black, Indigenous, and poor communities have survived doomsday for decades as the United States and other nuclear weapon states poison their land, water, and bodies with radiation exposure in their quest for global hegemony. For example, the first atomic bomb detonation in 1945, known as the Trinity Test, took place in New Mexico and immediately poisoned nearby communities. Residents surrounding the testing site and neighboring states, particularly the Navajo Nation, began to feel ill. They watched their crops and livestock die and witnessed infant mortality rates skyrocket. A year later, people in the Marshall Islands, Micronesia, and elsewhere in the Pacific were forced to relocate after the United States began nuclear weapons tests on their islands too, permanently destroying their ancestral homes. And now the climate catastrophe, in which U.S. emissions have played no small part, has left Pacific Islanders that remained in their homeland after U.S. nuclear testing to deal with rising sea levels and other climate change factors Sorry, I'm freezing. Along with health issues related to radiation poisoning. Between the risk of further exposure to nuclear contamination or living through increasingly severe storms and flooding, people are being forced to leave ancestral homes they fought so hard to stay in. Living in a white supremacist, patriarchal, imperialist, capitalist society means that harm is not universal. Those already oppressed and neglected by society, mostly Black, Indigenous, brown, and poor, are Doomsday's first victims. As the climate crisis worsens, it will continue to harm, displace, and kill these very communities while exacerbating already tense security conflicts. Those with money will be able to protect themselves against the worst consequences, while those without, like you and I, will be left to fend for ourselves. Because nuclear weapons, much like climate change, do not recognize borders, it is in all of our best interest to work toward nuclear abolition alongside global movements for climate, racial, and social justice. To turn back the clock and safeguard a sustainable future for us all. Turning back the clock as we watch the United States and Russia teeter back toward another nuclear arms race and climate catastrophe becomes a regular, unwelcome part of our lives, we know that these issues are not unsolvable. Only a few decades ago, the United States and Soviet Union ended the nuclear arms race after years of repeatedly bringing humanity to the brink of global annihilation. The ozone layer that had dangerously thinned during the same time is healing thanks to globally coordinated efforts to reduce carbon emissions. Humanity, therefore, can make progress and turn back the clock, but we can't do it alone. Avoiding doomsday and turning back the clock requires bold action now. And I'm going to go through it's the Non-Proliferation Treaty, the Treaty on Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, also known as the Ban Treaty. And the United States is on track to spend approximately $2 trillion upgrading its nuclear weapons. It could fund 10.44 million clean energy jobs, or supply 4.5 billion homes with solar panel for a year. So, of course, we would rather put it into weapons. And as our president said, with the military-industrial complex, it's job security for Americans. Let's just make more weapons. Yep. As two-dimensional understanding of security has reinforced the military-industrial complex's mission to rob taxpayers of everything they're worth to line its own pockets. This is why we continue to see the military budget creep closer to $1 trillion a year, while efforts to address actual security concerns like combating climate change or bolstering our public health infrastructure are severely underfunded. Turning back the clock must include reprioritizing our taxpayer dollars away from all of this stuff, from upgrading nuclear weapons and the already bloated military budget, towards racially, environmentally, and socially sensitive, community-centered politics. I thought that was really good. I did. So I'm going to move back, and we are going to have a little discussion, and we're going to do some comments, and then we're done. And I am Bunker Barbie. I have been bringing you the news tonight. Yes. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for everybody that has joined the channel. Thank you, Obsolete Optics, if you're out there, for buying all the memberships for everybody. Bob, we must guard against any undue influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. Absolutely. Hi, Poppy. Hello, Scott. Yes. And my dogs are goth. Hello. Let me see if I saved any comments. Bumble. Oh, hi. Smurf God, you asked how people will pay for goods and services after Teotihuacan. One way comes to mind. Yuck. I'd rather die. The very falsified idea that anyone would survive a full nuclear fallout is absurdly arrogant. There will be no food available for up to 300 years after that. Hi, Gary, if you're still with us. Even without war, we are rendering the planet inhospitable for human life. Bunkers be damned. The first will be last. And the last will be first. Mom Nature knows what she's doing. All right, guys. Well, it has been an hour and 11 minutes. I wanted to try to keep it to an hour. But I want Tommyist, the exorbitant military budget is not going to mean anything when hundreds of ICBMs are launched towards the U.S. in a major nuclear war between NATO and Russia. Let's hope not. No food, but there will be walk-in humidors. Yeah, you think? Well, I'll tell you what. I think that billionaire bunkers they get the flush. They get the flush. And I'm going to say goodnight. And thank you for everything. Wireless Mike, BCat, K, Karen Reese, and Stephen Cook. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I will see you Friday night. And tomorrow night, I will be on Left Past 10 with The Letter Hack and Jake and Andrea. So you guys just have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Okay? I love you all, and thank you.
Christmas lights fill the city. There are people everywhere. The snow is falling white and pretty as I stroll on my way to you. How will you feel about packing up today? Leave this all behind. Go get snowed in somewhere, you and me. I would rather be somewhere with you, without TV or phone. Is it wrong for me to want you for my own? This Christmas, let the others miss us. Let's go get snow